Good evening. Welcome to Wolf Moon's Ripple Effect on YouTube. This is your weekly reading from November 22nd to November 28th. I want to explain what ripple effect means while I'm shuffling up the deck. Ripple effect is one reading that is effectual but affects everybody differently. All right. So if you're watching this, it's not what my interpretation is etched in stone. It's what your interpretation of this reading is. But always remember, nothing is as what it appears. So I have shuffled up 3 times and I am about to cut the deck. So wish me and you guys luck. So here we go. All right. So we're talking about Sunday right now. Good evening. I hope you guys had a great day. Yeah, boy, last week was a tired week. All right. You left that behind. You got to do some things this weekend. And it looks like chilled, but leaving some things behind. What you have picked up from this past week, and this is the 5 of Cups, all right? What you have picked up from this last week, leave what is not needed behind. No crying over spilt milk, so to speak. You still have plenty to go on, so take the good things from last week and go forward, all right? And go forward into deep sleep. All right. It doesn't look stressful. It looks like the stress is over. It actually may look like a little bit of exhaustion. So just doze off, just float into sleep. I hope you have a great sleep. All right. Tomorrow is the moon. All right. That's Monday. The moon, allure. All right. What waits behind the curtain? It looks like a good Monday. It looks like a little bit of exhaustion, a little bit of night energy coming forward, not seeing things in the whole love and light way, seeing things in a very real way. So and what I mean by a real way is just accepting life on life's terms as it comes your way. So just try to just kind of go under the radar and just get through the day, okay? Because and the full moon does approach, so you might be feeling that too, okay? This one's going to feel like lunacy, though. This full moon is going to feel like a build-up to, and we're about halfway there from exhaustion to not anxiety, but to a different level of energy, an energy maybe you have never experienced before. So that's a down the road reading. That's a full moon reading. But on Monday, you'll probably start feeling that tomorrow. So that's what's happening. For Tuesday, the High Priestess. Okay, boy, a lot of spiritual. It's just a very spiritual week, but a lot of so to speak yin energy. All right, which is about the darkness of your spirit. I'm fed up too. All right. But the High Priestess does carry a light within her that you will be able to follow out of any kind of darkness. So what it's calling is, or any kind of void that you feel like you have in your life. I don't like to use the word darkness in a negative way, but any kind of void that you have in your life. All right. Voids really can't be filled. All right. Voids should just be kept. Okay. So if you're going to open a void and explore it, it's just don't go down into it. Just look into it and then recap it. It's yes, it is tough days. It's tough days all around the world. Okay. You have walked through the curtain of the past making a bold step into the future. And yes, all of that could seem scary. All right. So far, what I've got is not a difficult reading, but a very intense spiritual reading going right now. right? Where you sit in your own head. It's do you stay in your own head, or do you bring it out into the world and try to find a solution for it and help other people with their solutions? All right. Good thing on Wednesday is that the sun card has come out. All right. There's the sun. All right. So the moon and the sun have appeared between the high priestess, which this is uh, in all my years of reading, I don't ever recall getting these so close. So Wednesday looks like it's a shining spot in your week. Okay. And I know a lot of people, that's their last day of work for the week, due to Thanksgiving. Uh, but I don't think that's what this is about. I just think it's about coming to a better understanding of who you are, where you stand, where you sit, and not feeling that the situation is any situations are hopeless, feeling that uh, you are hope. All right, which will create a faith in you. All right, which will, going back to um, tonight, Sunday, which is the Five of Cups, finding that the waters in you run deeper than you can imagine. All right, so that would be Thursday's energy. So we are looking at Friday right now, King of Pentacles. No matter what I do on Fridays, it always seems to be a money card. All right, so we got the King of Pentacles going for you right there. Okay. Always seems to be a money card. So it is Black Friday, which kind of no one's really feeling that kind of love, but what for a big box store shopping day. So when I am and it's also Native American Indigenous Day. So celebrate that too, okay? Because they deserve that kind of respect. But instead of going to the big box stores and buying the big box items, being in strange days, if you're doing your Christmas shopping, look, at people will be satisfied with what they get this year. And if you're not, well, you know what? That's okay too, right? You don't have to be satisfied. But my suggestion is that instead of giving it towards, and I know this is a habit that it's going to take us a while to break out of, those who are on the same page of this reading so far, is keep it local, all right, as much as you can. It's going to take a while to break away from the things that we were corralled into. Those of us who want to get uncorralled, let's get uncorralled, okay? Let's see, now I am moving on to the last day of the reading, and that is justice. That is about balance, okay? Seeing things for what they are, making those scales balance for you. Let me show you the card, all right? This is a very yin reading, okay, with a couple of yang cards in it, but it's just about looking at where you stand in the black and white situation right now. So justice is about balancing yourself out, coming to your own epiphanies and figuring out what you do and do not want out of life. And justice will be self-served. Okay, so it's an interior job all the way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw all these 7 cards together right now. Tonight, stress, let it go. Bring forward what you've learned about yourself from this week and try to get a good night's sleep, okay? The moon, all right? The allure, the mysteries of the night. It's just a different kind of energy. It's not sluggish, but it's not all bright and floofy either. It's just kind of keep your thoughts to yourself, keep your head low, and remain. You could go inside, but not too deep inside. Just keep your thoughts to yourself. There's nothing you need to prove. And the full moon is on the way, so it looks like this is affecting everyone. High Priestess on Tuesday simply means what the tarot is interpreting to me, which you could interpret on your own, is the High Priestess does have the light inside, and it will burst out by the full moon. All right, it's a slow and steady build to a new spiritual birth. If you believe that is so and you're capable of doing that, the sun will come out over you and balance the moon with the sun in the High Priestess in between, and that would be on Wednesday. That you come to an acceptance about where you stand, who you are, and it's a good thing. So it's a very strong movement forward, and that's one of the Yang cards that have been pulled out. King of Pentacles is about my interpretation of this is that money will be spent that day. All right, try to keep it in the community. All right, and Saturday's card, which is Justice, what the cards are telling me is that your actions this week by picking your path, where you want to go, how you want to act, how you want to be, all right, will balance out the scales. Do not be too quick to judge anybody or anything. It is an interpersonal week, but don't take your discomfort out on anybody else, all right? Be justified in your actions, and no arrogance, just balance those scales out. So what I'm going to do is throw a couple more cards right now, okay? Oh, and I'm not going to need many, all right? As we go farther into strange days of the pandemic, which is once again worldwide, all right? It's not just about us over here in the good old USA. As the world slowly starts to peel back again into a shutdown, I have to talk about this. Don't be too freaked out. You'll get through this, and you know how people say we're in this together. Well, yes, some of us are, but in the main part, we're not. We're not in it together with our hands open, looking up to the sky, saying hallelujah, because no one really knew in the beginning when that kind of talk was going on, what was going to happen. And we still don't, okay? Still kind of up in air with a lot of things. So keep one strong, so I'm going back to the Justice card, keep one strong foot forward to get through that door of the world to create what your reality is, not what somebody else's and not what you're being told, especially commercial advertising. Try to break away from social media a little while because it looks like that is causing you some stress, right? And there's nothing wrong with social media. But if it is causing you stress and it is getting confusing, just take a step back, take a breather, all right, this week. Just kind of look at who you are. Write a little, take some walks. Be content with who you're with. Don't jump to conclusions about what others say to you. All right. Once again, be good to the people that you love, and they'll be good to you back. Okay. 9 of Swords, which is the worry card. Look at, we're all worried. So this is the part we are in this together. Okay. We're all worried. All right. Those who aren't, that's fine. Okay. But if you're taking it out with anger, aggression, frustration, no matter what side of the fence that you are on, you're worried. Okay. So peel it back a little bit and look at yourself and see what you can do for your community to help your community out. All right. It's everybody is almost at a finish point at this part. All right. Of just one more door closing on strange days as strange days continue on. And we are going into 2021. I'm sure everybody's very sure of that by now. But don't put your worry out into the world. or onto other people, they have their own weight on their shoulders. So this is a incredibly spiritual reading. So I'm not saying it to personalize it. Just go about it in a very diplomatic way. It's all right to tell someone that I'm worried. I'm scared, man. I want to get to the door of the world. I want to figure out what my life's about. All right. Yeah, it's great. Figure out what your life's about, but take care of yourself first also. Okay, we got the Three of Swords, which is, so all the worry cards are coming up on the left, all right? Three of Swords are, nobody's breaking up with anybody because it's a general wide open ripple effect reading, okay? But who you thought you are, you aren't, okay? So don't be surprised if you get a little sad about losing who you are, because you're not really losing who you are, you're just gaining who you're going to be and who you've always been. All right. So you can mourn who you were. All right. But it's not who you are right now. So let's see what comes up under the world. The Magician. Okay. Time to make some choices as to what you want to do. Do you want to be creative like the wind? Okay. Um, do you want to be strong and steady like the Pentacles? Do you want to be heartfelt and passionate like the Wands? Or do you want to be emotional and supportive like the Cups? All right. So the Magician on this one sits under the world. There's no trickery, treachery, anything like that. It's just simply showing that it has some options for you. All right. So I got two more cards to go. Three of Cups. If this is accepted in your life, slow but steady over the next 3 months, you could start seeing yourself in a better light, seeing yourself as a different person, but the true person that you are. All right. And being happy with yourself. That's important. So you have your outer self, you have your inner self, and then you have your core, who you are. All right. Address both sides. Bring them all together, and get happy. All right. The last one is the King of Cups. It's yes, the King of Cups is about, and I'm not saying anything negative about this card, but the King of Cups is about being strong with actions that will affect people in your life emotionally and not bring them any harm. Being very protective. This is about guarding people's hearts, uh, trying to soothe them. You may not have some luck on that, but you probably will on other. So don't think you could save the world in one fell swoop. Just save your part right now and see if you can affect others in a positive way. So I'm gonna throw a kicker right in the, ooh, the Emperor. This is so the ancestors speak to you and say, you've been through harder. You just haven't looked at it as being hard, part of your past, okay? And you've been through easier, but you haven't looked at it, or you are longing for an easier way. It is the way it is right now. Your ancestors have you very well guarded and very well protected. So with that, I am going to close this reading off. Thank you. Subscribe and share this for me if you would, please. I greatly appreciate it. This is Wolf Moon Eduardo on Wolf Moon's Ripple Effect YouTube channel. And remember, Ripple Effect is just about spreading. So with that, I wish you all good things.